Breaking news, protests erupting on the streets of Chicago at this hour. People expressing outrage over the brutal killing of a 17-year-old black teen shot 16 times by a white police officer. Who was Laquan McDonald? Ryan Young is out front with his story.
When Laquan McDonald was shot and killed more than a year ago, his death went by with little notice. But the release of a dash cam video showing how the 17-year-old was gunned down by a police officer has propelled his case into the national spotlight.
My nephew shot in the back and all them other places 16 times.
16 shots! 16 shots!
16 shots. The phrase protesters have been chanting as they call for justice for the slain teen.
We are from Laquan McDonald!
McDonald lived a hard life growing up on the south side of Chicago. In December of 2000, at the age of 3, he was taken from his mother after charges of neglect and placed in foster care. Between 2000 and 2002, McDonald moved 3 times before being sent back to live with his mother. But his time in foster care wasn't over. In June of 2003, at the age of 6, he's taken from his mother again after state investigators find his mother's boyfriend abused him by leaving cuts, welts, and bruises on his body. McDonald's life appears to stabilize when he's placed with a great-grandmother, and she becomes his legal guardian. But at the age of 15, his great-grandmother dies, leaving his life in limbo again. Just several months later, McDonald is arrested for marijuana possession and spends 4 months in juvenile detention before moving in with his uncle in May of 2014. 5 months later, with PCP in his system and a knife in his hand, McDonald was gunned down by Officer Jason Van Dyke on the night of October 20th of 2014. Earlier this year, McDonald's mother received a $5 million settlement from the city of Chicago. And the release of this video showing McDonald's death has led to first-degree murder charges for Officer Jason Van Dyke. And you can see the small memorial that's been left here. We've seen dozens of people coming here this afternoon to pay their respects. Some protesters started here before going downtown. This, of course, is the spot where the young man died. We've also seen a heavy police presence in this area all afternoon. Aaron?
Ryan, thank you very much. A very tragic life. And out front now, we're joined by Mike Robbins, the attorney for Laquan McDonald's family. Thank you for being with me, Mike. I want to just play for you what Officer Van Dyke's lawyer had to say about this video. Here he is.
After watching it several times, and most importantly, getting the perspective of my client, that is when I came to the conclusion that his actions were justified.
What do you say to that?
I disagree. The video clearly shows Laquan walking away, and he was not threatening anybody, and he certainly didn't lunge at the police officer. This was originally presented as an act of self-defense, where the officer had to shoot him to save his own life, and that was a lie. And it was so the video is clearly an indication that this was an unnecessary shooting.
Do you think there was a cover-up? The reports that police tried to get Burger King to erase its surveillance footage, even though, of course, they knew that this would have been recorded on dash cam?
The Burger King video is missing. I do not know if it was erased. I know the police accessed the video. Burger King employees claim that the video system, insofar as they know, was working. The police were there for hours looking at video because they themselves were filmed inside the Burger King. So if they got there and turned the equipment on, what were they looking at for a couple hours if there was no video when they got there? I don't know if they erased it. But to your question of a cover-up, I think that's absolutely the case here, because you have a spokesman from the police union putting out a false narrative about this act of self-defense, and in fact he was shot walking away. He wasn't threatening anybody.
So let me ask you about McDonald's life. It was a troubled life. You just heard our piece. It's sad to watch that. As Ryan Young reported, he was neglected by his mother. That's what the state found, taken out of her custody more than once. Yet she received $5 million from the city after his death. I mean, what was his relationship with his mother?
Well, actually, she didn't receive it. The estate received it, and Laquan has a sibling, and she's an heir, and this money will be put away and provided for her through a structured settlement. Actually, there was a petition filed about a year before Laquan's death by his mother to reunify the family, and they were making great progress in that direction. Laquan was enrolled in an alternative school. many members of the school staff, social workers, and so on, and I believe even a juvenile court judge attended his funeral because they were so distressed over this and had such hope for him.
Quickly before we go, his sibling, is sibling of age? Will she control the money, or will the mother control the money?
The money is not in control. It's in a structured settlement. It's not in their control at all. So it's in a structured settlement.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate your taking the time. Mike Robbins, as we said, attorney for the family. And out front next, the mastermind of the Paris attacks.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.